Come da porta picchita va bene, se tu la parla miezza americano, quando si fa l'amore sotto la luna, come da bene in capo di I love you. Papà l'americano.
Hey, sorry, that sounded aggressive. Let me try this. Hello. Did you ever wonder what the Mormons were up to? Oh, I know we've been busy. Oh yeah, we've been doing other stuff. Oh, but they keep marching on. And they have money, and they're spending it on animators and cartoonists. So let's circle back, and let's take a little gander at some Mormon propaganda. And for all you new converts to atheism, what you're about to experience is Atheism 1.0. And it's when we, as atheists, knowing full well that we're in the right, look backwards to our inferiors, the religious, specifically the Christians, and make fun of them. And then we give each other high fives and say, aren't we smarter than them? And we are. And yes, I'm referring to your parents and grandparents and you, probably, last year.
We all have fears. Fears of the dark. Fears of being alone.
Okay, pause. Real quick. I hate to cut it off, but what is Black Gumby doing? I love how the Mormons are trying to stick a little black man in there. Just sort of forget that whole thing about how they were a racist organization until the 70s, and afterwards. I mean, let's be real. I mean, if you cut back here, scared of the dark, and you have these freaky eyeballs, I think I'd actually be more scared of the light in this situation. What is this black man doing behind my back? And who is this weird old bald dude with the gray mustache? I don't have a fear of being alone. I have a fear of being alone with these two guys.
Fears of being nothing.
Oh, okay, I see what it is. You have a fear of being nothing, being small, being insignificant. So to remedy that, just lie to yourself. The Mormon way. Just pretend that you are the center of the universe. And the creator of all things had you in mind when he created everything. And you're going to live forever. Well, damn. I feel better about my day already.
And we tend to be afraid of the things we don't know. And one of the greatest unknowns is the great unknown. Death. For many, this mystery can be a source of confusion, anxiety, and fear. From our perspective, death may seem like a terrible, gloomy end. So let's shed some light on life after death.
Well, you could characterize death as a gloomy, terrible end, or just a natural, obvious cessation to your life. I think we need a speech here from Mufasa to teach us about the circle of life. But wait a minute, now he's going to teach us about life after death? But that's the whole point, that doesn't exist. And you know what's sad? Like, I say that to you guys, and I know that 99.9% of you are aware of that, fully aware, acutely aware of the fact that there is no life after death. And yet that problem, so in other words, the emotional quagmire that human being after human being find themselves in is, oh man, I am fearful of death. I don't want that. That kind of short circuits my survival instinct when I'm guaranteed to not survive. Holy shit, what am I supposed to do? And the answer is lie to yourself. Lie on a massive scale. And then surround yourself with other people who are willing to lie in the same fashion, therefore emboldening your lie.
Death is actually part of God's plan for us.
Oh God, you're such a trickster. God, why don't you just start us in heaven? How about that? Oh, I'm sure there's some fine print. I'm sure we're being tested or... Yeah, his plan is majestic, ladies and gentlemen. I have squirted things out of my body that I don't think a God would have planned for. I had a boil on my back in about 2004. And apparently, unbeknownst to me, I am a pus factory, posing as a human being. Now, if God intended for that amount of pus to spill out of my back, then I would be shocked. I think I'd be shocked.
You see, before we came to this earth, we lived with God as His spirit children.
New term, everybody. Are you taking notes? You are a spirit child. What does that mean? Is that like a godchild? It's almost fitting, because what do godparents do? They don't do anything. They tend to be just some loose acquaintance of your parents who play no role in your life. You probably don't even know who your godparents are. They're an absentee parent, just like God. But at least godparents actually exist. God doesn't. Holy shit, we're talking atheism on Atheism is Unstoppable. By the way, why are we wearing clothes in heaven? Seems a bit weird. Seems a bit like we're putting our cultural norms of today onto heaven. Almost as if we made it up ourselves. Surely heaven would be a nudist colony. That's the way that God created us, naked. Come on now. Drop trow, spirit child.
When we came to Earth, we received a physical body, the one you can feel and touch and see in the mirror.
Well, you can touch it, but don't touch it in certain places. You understand? There are rules. Oh, he'll give you the body, but don't get crazy with it.
Then, when we get old or sick, our time here comes to an end. We die, but our spirit lives on.
Just out of curiosity, can we pick the age that we want to be in heaven? So that old guy just died, and he just went up to heaven as a young guy, in clothing. Isn't it a little bit suspicious that everybody's young in heaven? Why didn't the old guy just get his old arthritic body up in heaven and make the old guy naked? I want to see old, naked people in heaven. It would be more believable.
But that's not the end of the story. Our families, our friends, all those who have passed on before us will be there too.
Again, I call bullshit. Look at this. Black Gumby and the friggin' mustached bald man is up there. What? Who were these people in my lives? They were home invaders. I don't want to be sharing heaven time with my home invader. And I like how they have a token black, but not too many. I mean, imagine putting 2 blacks in this video. That's not Mormon. I don't think there are 2 blacks in Salt Lake City.
And one of the most glorious parts of God's plan is that our spirit will be reunited with our physical body. No, not like that. A resurrected, perfect body.
Oh, isn't that convenient? Wait a minute, it's so weird how that lines up with exactly what we would have wanted. Like, if I could have made this up myself and told you how I want it after I die, it might sound exactly like that. Hell, maybe some virgins for me to fuck. But definitely give me a youthful body. And definitely send my token black friend up in heaven with me. I don't want to be a racist in heaven.
You might be asking, how is this possible?
Yes, I am asking that. The problem is I've answered it for myself because I think independently and critically.
Because of Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus has a receding hairline. Ho! Look at that. He parted the red hair. That is creepy. He has black, soulless eyes. And now we get into the cult worship of some fictional mythical creature. Look, I'm all about Jews. I like Jews, but not this one, Jesus.
Through his resurrection, he overcame death.
Check out the rock guarding the tomb. Looks like an octagon. Was Jesus into UFC? Oh man, Jesus had terrible stand-up. But his takedown defense was good, to be fair.
Making it possible for us to be resurrected too. Every single one of us. So we can live with God and the ones we love forever. It's all part of God's bigger plan.
Whoa. Okay, your heaven little scenario here is a little bit confusing because that's you in the middle, right? That's our young, fresh, like hot body. But then that's us as old guy over on the left. So what's happening here? Time travel? So my young self gets to hang out with my old self, mixed up with Black Gumby and Mustache Man? Is that my ex-wife and child? What part of me chloroforming her, choking her to death, and then dumping her in a lake did you not get? I don't want to spend eternity with her. And I like how this kid, like the Mormons have not updated what kids do, so apparently they go around and make little hats out of paper and play with wooden swords. Like, guys, at least have the kid playing Angry Birds or something. And holy shit, how white is this guy? Is he trying to dance? I love how the population of heaven is like 99% white. They gentrified heaven.
A plan for our happiness. And it's a pretty big plan.
Whoa! The blacks are breeding! What the hell? Virtue! Okay, so wait, we got 3 blacks now? Where are the Asians? Where are the Mexicans? Who are these gray people? I'm not xenophobic in heaven, but like, let's get the grays out.
So, if you have some questions, don't be afraid to ask.
Oh, another black! There's an Asian. That's got to be an Asian back there. Yeah, see those little eyes? Actually, they all look Asian now. Okay, but safe to say it is going to be mostly white. But it looks like a party. Damn. Okay, here are our 4 choices now at the end of this. Just so we, because they've whet our appetite, and now we want to discover more. So here are our choices. Chat with a Mormon. No, that's not going to happen. Learn more about God's plan. I disagree with the premise of that sentence. Tell me more about the purpose of this life. Wait, this life, not the other ones? Very interesting choice. Not life, not the purpose of life, this life. Tell me more about the resurrection. Oh, it is such a fun channel. I mean, seriously, these people, and you know what? Like, look, I know that by and large they are harmless, but it is still an amusing and sad statement to recognize the fact that these people rule the world. Christians are everywhere. And we might lose track of that because we hang around with atheists, because online we communicate with people that we respect intellectually, at least at a bare minimum. I mean, at a bare minimum, you cannot believe in this stuff. Talk about a red flag. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed our little trip down memory lane. It's good to see that the Christians are still being goofy as hell and shaming our species with every breath they take. That is all. Class is dismissed.